Hi everyone, it's your favourite Atomic Blonde here, and it's been a while. I can't remember the last time I'd done a Sunday lunch. It might have been even last year. I think I might have done one this year. Yeah, I don't know. Just didn't seem to have time. Certainly between January and March, my weekends were just full, pretty much. So the odd weekend I had off, I was like, last thing I wanted to do was jump on here. No offense, guys. Need to recharge the batteries. And yeah, so it's been a while. But there's a few things I wanted to talk about, and didn't really have a chance in the week to do a pop chat. So I thought I'd jump on here and do a bit of Sunday lunch with you. So hey, to anybody who hasn't caught Sunday lunch before, it's not really that much different to pop chat, to be fair. I just tend to go a little bit more in depth, either with reviews or just maybe looking a bit more forward, just the things I'm looking forward to. So yeah, it just covers a little bit more in Sunday brunch than I do in pop chat. I try and keep pop chat a little bit more succinct. So don't always succeed, obviously. But anyway, moving on. So yeah, so I mean, I cannot. Oh, there we go. It's just caught up with me. Has to be done. We have to talk about it. Sorry, guys. Snow White. So pop chat the other week, obviously talked about how the opening weekend was just tanking. No one was like going in, buying pre-tickets. Everybody was getting very, very nervous, and it just kind of pretty much panned out the way everybody kind of predicted it would. It's like, the lowest opening Disney remake or a film in quite a long time. Yeah, so what can you say? And now we're looking at a 68% drop at this weekend. I mean, this thing is absolute toast. There's been lots of stuff coming out that, her career's over. No one at Hollywood's going to touch her, but then I saw something that she might be joining Marvel. I mean, God help us. Like that thing's already on its last legs. Fancy swapping out like Brie Larson for blimmin' Rachel Zegler. That does make you question, like, what is the IQ at Marvel right now? Anyway, not getting into that. Oh gosh, yeah. Oh, Doomsday announcement. Lord alive. We'll come to that. So anyway, yeah. So the A Working Man came out this weekend. I was saying here 15. All these, this is like from Deadline, Variety, and The Hollywood Reporter. So I deliberately picked these three because obviously they're always quite shilling and very pro Disney. But they're coming out and saying, Working Man with 15 million plus opening, putting Snow White to sleep and sending Jenna Ortega's Unicorn out to pasture. Yeah, I've heard that. Was it kill the unicorn, death the unicorn, or something like that? Well, last year is bad. Snow White in free fall with 68% drop at the weekend box office. A Working Man's Eyes number one. It is number one. And then box office upset, blue collar drama. A Working Man declares victory over Snow White. And we all know, certainly like Disney, hate the working person. They hate blue collar workers. This is just their worst nightmare, right? So everything they hate is now number one. I went to go see Working Man. Go check out the review of that. I can drop the link in the thing below, the description below. That's the word I was looking for. I could drop that in there if you haven't seen it. Yeah, I can see why it's absolutely spanking Snow White. It's a Statham film, right? It does what it says. Great escapism, great fun. But giving away my review now. But anyway, go check it out anyway for a bit more information. But yeah, I mean, this thing was never going to have legs. What can you really say? I mean, they tried, Disney tried to get her to politely shut up, and she didn't. She kept running off at the mouth. She's just insulted, not just politically, but just anybody who loved the original Snow White, which is like, Walt Disney, gambled the farm, his house, but to make that film, And obviously that you've got every Disney earnings call, you have the picture of the Disney building, and the pillars are literally the seven dwarfs, and you got Walt and Disney there, and she just crapped all over it, going off her weird, all that kind of nonsense. But these new Hollywood youngsters are learning that you just can't run off at the mouth and insult absolutely everybody, and they're not to be repercussions, especially not in 2025. So I think she's going to go from the poster child of new Hollywood to the poster child of what not to do and how to tank your career in like 5 easy steps kind of thing. So she's probably going to disappear from our screen. She might do the odd indie bits and bobs like we see Daisy Ridley, and I'm not putting her in the same box as Daisy, because I think she's been done dirty. She's actually a good actress. She seems like a lovely person, but Star Wars has absolutely tanked her career. And she'll probably disappear off to Broadway, because she can sing, she's got an amazing voice, just not a great personality, unfortunately. So but kudos and congratulations to Chuck Dixon, who wrote source material, A Working Man. I think this speaks volumes about what people want to see at the box office. I mean, granted, obviously it's not a children's film. I think it was a 15 here. So I don't know if that'd be like a PG-13 in America, maybe an R. I don't think it's an R, maybe a PG-13. I don't know. But I do think this is sort of like, we want non-political stuff that we can just go to the cinema, switch our brains off, enjoy. Don't need to switch our brain off. You just want something that's going to entertain you. So, as we saw with Oppenheimer, you need to be switched on watching that. But people just want stuff that's going to entertain them, not insult them or demonize them and basically say this is not made for you, and then complain when you don't go and watch it, right? So hopefully this is kind of very clearly setting up what people want to see and what they don't want to see. My heart goes out to the people that work on the Marvel films and Disney films. The people behind the scenes, you have no control over all this nonsense, and their careers are being all crapped over as well. So as much as I think everybody it's not reveling in her failing, but maybe a little bit. But you sort of see someone who's like, couldn't happen to a nicer person, but absolutely feel for all the people behind the scenes. As per the producer's son, who came out, he's had to take his tweet down now, defending his father, basically saying like, you this isn't all about you, love. There's so many people that work on these films, and you've absolutely crapped on it for all of them as well. And I think there's a message that absolutely needed sending out, that these sort of narcissistic people who just think the world revolves around them, and what they say is more important, or what they think or feel is more important than anybody else's feelings or thoughts. So, as I always say a lot on this channel, you reap what you sow. So karma in full effect, I think. Yeah, so moving on for that, and I didn't do a slide for it because I don't really want to talk about it that much. But oh my gosh, that Doomsday. And it was a big announcement from Marvel. They're all sitting there poised to watch chairs for 5.5 hours. I mean, oh my God, what were them? I mean, it shows that there's like clearly not a lot of money. If all they can do is wheel out some director's chairs. B, if there was any interest in this film, I think they've completely killed it. So great job. There's some awful characters they've put in this film. Now, maybe if the writing's going to step up, they can redeem some of those characters. And maybe it's just because they're in just such god awful films like No More. And that's one I've not actually watched forever. I haven't watched most of Phase 4 and 5, to be honest. I did watch Captain America. That was the word I was looking for. And whatever the new one, Brave New World, because it was somebody had leaked it onto YouTube, so I watched it for free. So I'm not giving any money to Disney to watch it, and it was like, okay. And talking to my hairdresser, as women do, and she's a big Marvel fan as well, and we always sort of chat about Marvel and have you seen this, have you seen that. And she was like, yeah, it was all right. She goes, I quite enjoyed it. But we both sort of said it like, it felt like an episode to something. I mean, granted, a longer episode, but if you were just watching a TV show, it just kind of felt like that. It's kind of, there was no real point to the film. It's like it sort of started, some stuff happened, and it ended, right? And you know, I think her boyfriend had said, "Oh, we need to watch the Hulk before we watch this," because she said, "Otherwise, I wouldn't have a clue who that guy was and what was going on." Because I mean, it was like blooming donkeys years ago, and it's not really a film that people rewatch that often, right? So yeah, so and the best one I had was like when this came out, another one of my friends, we used to go see all the Marvel films together, and we've just stopped going. There's the odd one or two. I think the last one we went to go see Mom, Doctor Strange, and we both came out and went, "What was that shit?" We were so disappointed. And I'm trying to think if we've been to see another Marvel movie at the cinema after that. I don't think we did. I really don't think we did. But yeah, obviously, Deadpool and Wolverine, we saw that. But she said to me, so she went, I went to go see Captain America, and I was like, oh yeah. She went, why is Captain America black? When did he become black? And I just laughed because like that is your normie reaction, right? She's like, what? And I was like, mate, that's a long conversation. I said, you didn't watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, did she? She's like, no. I went, don't bother. But so kind of had to fill her in. But this is like just a normie reaction to something, right? You know, we used to go see the Marvel films, but she was never into the comics and stuff before. She was just like most normies, got into it, enjoyed them. You know, there were event things to go see. Like we stopped going to see them. She tends to wait for me to say whether it's any good or not. And you know, yeah, I mean, I think we'll probably go see Fantastic Four together. But yeah, and that'll be the first one we have seen in forever. So top job, Disney Marvel. You know, any excitement there was for Doomsday, you managed to kill in 5 hours. Amazing job. Well done, marketing department. Holy hell, there's some shocking characters they're bringing back. Hopefully they bring them back to kill them off, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, moving on. I literally, my brain can't. Oh, and poor old Daredevil. So they got 2 episodes this week. 5 was, and it was just painful to watch. It was eyes rolling in the head cringe. And apparently this is the only episode that had no reshoots to it. It's exactly as it was. And boy, it's like, yikes, did it not show. You've got Kamala Khan, dad, who's an assistant bank manager, who just keeps wanging on about Miss Marvel constantly, holds up a Funko Pop to Matt, who's obviously blind. So that's like great. And there was some good, the end of the episode when Matt basically kind of takes on the sort of, he realizes there's still a place for Daredevil and puts an end to the bank heist. And there was some good fighting, and that's the bit in the trailer where you see him like break the guy's leg. And there's a proper crunch to it. So the very sort of last sort of 10 minutes or so was good. Right at the end of the episode, it's all set up. He goes back to the bank. He's talking to her dad again. He invites him round for dinner and this, that, and the other thing. And apparently before the reshoots, he probably does go around for dinner. Thank God that is not happening. Now, the next episode, 6, is where he actually puts the Daredevil outfit back on again. And again, it's like, you can tell the good stuff is clearly the reshoots. The constant women having a go at Matt and Fisk, and you know, it's not a terrible show. This is the first, I'd say, Disney Plus show I can actually watch, and I'm kind of enjoying. It's not great. It's okay. Some episodes better than others, but most episodes like are a little bit jarring because you can clearly tell what the old like cringe stuff is, and where the new stuff comes in. It's not wholly bad. It's not wholly good, but it is watchable for me. Not for everybody. I get that, but it's so much better than anything else we have. And I know that's a really low bar, and that shouldn't be a reason to watch it. But I'm just really hoping that, you know, I mean, they're already making season 2, so we will get a season 2. I think the problem is that the word of mouth on season 1 probably, it's not really good enough, I think, to get people to watch season 2. But if they take all the learnings from season 1, what people are responding to from the reshoots, and all that goes into season 2, we could have a belter of a season 2. But again, time will tell. Whether we'd like to get a season 3 based on the numbers that it's currently getting is unlikely, which again is gutting for the actors that have come back, because the performances by Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, they're not dialing it in. You know, they're great performances. You can tell they were like pleased to be back, and it's just being wasted, completely wasted on season 1. And it'd be a real shame if it gets cancelled again. I think, you know, if they can give them enough space to breathe and write what should be written, we could have a cracking show. But I just don't know if people are going to come back to it. So that's where I am with Daredevil, peeps. Moving on. So what am I looking forward to? So a bit of a mixed bag here, and also an awful lot from Netflix. They seem to have a bit of a belter going on in April. It's been a bit quiet on Netflix for a little while. It's one of those ones I kind of, you know, drift in and out of, that there's got loads of stuff, and then you go like a month or so and you've not really got anything on. But then maybe that's clever planning, that they're not going up against other channels where they got things like Apple, like Severance and things like that going on. Who knows? Might just be timing. I probably shouldn't give them that much credit. So the first one up is Havoc. So this is by the guy who done The Raid 1 and 2, which are outstanding films. Again, Tom Hardy, like, you know, action film. Check out the trailer. It has very much got that Raid feel to it. You know, non-stop action, fights. Feels like everything's done in one take, you know, one shot kind of thing. Looks really interesting. Let me just have it. What's the blurb? What's the skinny? So I have watched the trailer. So after a drug deal gone wrong, a bruised detective must fight his way through the criminal underworld to rescue a politician's estranged son, unraveling a deep web of corruption and conspiracy that ensnares his entire city. Yeah, so written and directed by Gareth Evans, as I said, from the Raid. Yeah, most people don't realise it's a British guy who done the Raid. Yeah, but looks good, looks promising. I think we're going to get a a Tom Hardy film, if you know what I mean. Bit of a tough guy, trying to do the right thing. Looks good. So that's out this month. I'll go through the Netflix ones first and then circle back to the others. The Enternaut was one I literally only saw the trailer for yesterday. So I think it's definitely subtitled. I'm not sure. Netflix are normally pretty good about putting dubbed versions on. I think it's like Romanian or something like that. And it's based on a graphic novel from that part of the world. And it's sort of sci-fi, bit dystopian. So everybody's like in this in their houses, and then it starts to snow, and it's like the middle of summer, and this snow is basically some sort of toxic snow, and people just like, you know, just fall down dead where they're standing. So I guess it's all about, you know, where's this snow come from? How's it killing people? How are people going to survive? That kind of thing. So again, looks quite intriguing. Looking forward to hopefully see a few more trailers about a bit more detail where that's going to go. But from the initial trailer that Netflix has dropped, which you can find on YouTube, I can put the trailers again in the descriptions for all of these. So yeah, that looks really interesting. As you know, I'm a big sort of Korean TV watcher, so watching subtitles really doesn't bother me. But Netflix, they are normally pretty good about dubbing as well, which kind of leads me on to bullet train explosion. That's this one here. The title of the film's in Japanese on this poster, so hence why I'm not worried about coming up. This is a remake of the 1975 Bullet Train film, and this is basically where the original one is kind of the granddaddy of like where the ideas of speed came from. So if the train goes under so many miles per hour, the train's going to explode, kind of thing. So this is a remake of that, obviously Japanese. Again, I think it is going to be dubbed. But if you're happy to watch subtitles, do that. But again, the trailer looks amazing. Apparently they worked with the actual bullet train companies to kind of replicate the bullet trains and try and make it look as authentic as possible, and how the trains actually work and operate and all those kind of things. So a lot of authenticity got into this, but it looks absolutely like, again, all out action, lots of explosions. So I would say it's like speed on a bullet train, but actually came from bullet train in the first place. So that looks amazing. Obviously, most, as I said, I'm a big Korean, Japanese fan, TV film fan anyway. The quality of what comes out of those countries tends to be amazing. So really looking forward to that one. And then Diamond Heist. Now I saw the clip from this, and again, this is like Guy Ritchie. I think he's directed it or produced it. I think he might have produced it. And I couldn't work out whether this is like an actual documentary or is this like a spoof documentary, a mockumentary or something. As you can see here, it says Netflix documentary series. So they're saying it's a legit documentary. But this is about in the year 2000, group of gangsters, I guess, for thieves, whatever you want to call them, plan to rob the Millennium Dome, do a massive jewelry heist, diamond heist, and escape on the Thames. Now, apparently, it's the people who done the robbery are talking about this. So if they did go to, if it is real, they did go to prison, they must be out now. I don't know. I can't quite work out what the hell this thing is, whether it's real, mockumentary, no idea. But the trailer looks brilliant, and I'm quite happy to sit down, watch it, regardless of what it is. Looks like it could be like really interesting, a good laugh. If an actual thing, I mean, it's just amazing. I don't remember it being in the news. I'm sure it was, if it's real. 2000, 25 years ago, some time ago. And this is obviously when it was the Millennium Dome. It's been the O2 venue for donkey's years. But we've got to forget that was built for the Millennium. It had this big exhibition in there, for the Millennium. And I don't know if it's an urban legend, but rumor has it that basically, the government spent about 600 million building the blooming thing. Then couldn't sell it. Nobody wanted it. It was this complete white elephant. And then whatever company, the O2 or whoever it was, came along and supposedly bought it for £1. Now, whether that's true or not, I don't know. But boy, are they laughing all the way to the bank now. Obviously, it's a major venue for concerts. They have tennis there. There's now a big outlet village built next to it, restaurants, all of that. I go there a lot. But I digress. That's really important at all. But yeah, really interesting whether this thing's real or not. If you watch the trailer, let me know what you think. Maybe if I Googled it, I could probably find out whether there was a diamond heist in 2000, right? I should probably do that. But either way, I'm quite excited to see this. It's like April 16th. It looks like that's dropping. Now, there are two outliers here. John Hamm, who's normally got a pretty solid track record. Your Friends and Neighbours. This is Apple dropping this month. So he's a high finance dude making lots of money, gets divorced, loses his money, ends up kind of by himself in a crappy sort of apartment, and basically decides to start robbing and thieving from his very affluent neighbours or previous neighbours, and kind of gets a bit of a bug for this and gets a bit of a thrill out of it. Apparently, even though season 1 hasn't even aired yet, it's already been signed up for a season 2. So Apple seems to have quite a lot of confidence in this. This does seem to be having good word of mouth around it. So again, sort of see where that escalates. Apparently, obviously, where he gets into this nefarious world, things go a bit sideways. So again, check out the trailer. It is on Apple at the moment. And last but not least, this is one that was in my things I'm looking forward to in 2025, Alien Earth, which we still just have summer this year. We don't know the exact launch date yet. Obviously, that will be on Hulu in America, Disney Plus here, unfortunately. But they've been releasing more and more stuff from this, and the latest drop, which they've done at the latest Disney shareholder call, that looked really good, really interesting. Obviously, you've got one of the characters who's giant. They've obviously absolutely taken the aesthetic as the room where like Mother is, the computer that he's sitting in is absolute, replica of the one that's on the Nostromo. You see, like he's potentially he's a synthetic, and he's communicating with Mother, saying like basically the crew's all. Well, one of the crew's still alive, and she's banging on the door for him to let her into the room where Mother's computer is. The alien's behind her. Literally, he's completely cold and ignoring her. Hence why potentially he's a synthetic. And she's like, Mother's like status of the crew, and he kind of puts dead before she's even been killed. But then next thing you know, the alien's like got her, and the alien as well looks like practical effects, not CG. So that looked really, really good. And they basically sort of types in, we're going to crash, and really like the destination's Earth. And we had a bit of a clip launched a little while ago. We've got kind of the crew, and it was done like from the perspective of the ship's cat, and it's got like little video on it, and it's following the crew around. You get to know the crew, and then obviously things go sideways, and alarms are going off, and people running around. So the Hulu team have a much better idea how to market a show than the Disney team. The Disney team needs to be speaking to the Hulu guys about how do we get people interested in what we're doing. I don't just put blooming directors' chairs out there. But the more I see of this, I mean, I was intrigued. I wanted to see it anyway. But considering it's TV and it is coming out on Disney Plus, I think because of Hulu Studios, it doesn't look soft. It doesn't look soft in terms of the scares, what it's trying to do. It looks pretty much like, this is going to be maybe an 16 plus 18. So the more I see of this, the more I'm looking forward to it. I just wish we'd get an actual launch date, because summer. So, 3 months, give us a clue. But anyway, I say it's sterling job by Hulu of promoting this thing. Tough with Alien Romulus coming out last year. This is coming out. Apparently, it's disconnected. It's got nothing to do with Alien Romulus, but how it will weave into the whole Alien piece, we'll have to wait and see. But all I can say is good job, Hulu. I'm completely bought in right now at this point. So don't screw it up. So out of any of those guys, are you looking forward to any of those? As I said, I'll where there are trailers, I will drop them in the description. Let me know which ones you're looking forward to. Is there stuff you're looking forward to that I haven't covered? Do let me know, and I can pick those up and potentially review them if you want me to review them. So that was it. That's pretty much it, guys. Yeah. So of course, like, share, and subscribe. It's great to be back doing a bit of Sunday lunch. I don't know how often I can do these. The weather's picking up, the schedule's picking up. I will try and do some Sunday lunches if I'm around to do so. If not, I will obviously I'll have my pop chat, which are, like I said, a bit shorter. But love to know your thoughts on what's going on with Snow White. Were you impressed by the Doomsday launch? I don't think anybody is. Do you think that's going to, bomb harder than Captain America? And where do you think that leaves like Thunderbolts and the Fantastic Four? Every time they're doing this, they're just damaging the brand. There's just more and more apathy for what's going to be coming out. I have to say, as I said before, I'm quite looking forward to Thunderbolts. I will go see that one at the cinema, definitely. And Fantastic Four. So that's going to be the first time I've seen 2 Marvel releases on the bounce. Well, I haven't seen them yet, but or planning to see 2 Marvel releases on the bounce. So we'll wait and see what happens there. Hey ho. And any out of those new shows, do any of those excite you? Are you looking forward to them? And say, let me know what you're looking forward to. Go check out my review of Mobland. That's I just dropped that not long before this video, which is the new, two episodes directed by Guy Ritchie, starring again Tom Hardy, Pierce Brosnan, Helen Mirren, Paddy Considine. Let me know. I'll let you know what I thought of the first episode. Is it we'll wait and see. So go check that out and let me know your thoughts on that too. So that's it for a bit of an impromptu Sunday lunch. I am literally off now to go have my Sunday lunch. It's actually lovely and sunny here for a change in the UK. We've got some quite nice weather. So I'm going to go grab some lunch, sit outside, have a little drinkette, and I'll be back with probably some pop chat soon. Now you take care now. Bye-bye.